Hi, my name is Morgan Kelly Moss. I am the treasurer of UMA. UMA's super exciting on a lot of different levels for me personally. Not that there are problems in the current music industry with new music, but there are certain things that I think could really help the industry, especially out here in LA. For example, there's a huge divide between film score composers and composers who write more for orchestras and things like that. And for us, there's no reason there needs to be those boxes. That's kind of the sort of problem that we see, and UMA is our solution to that problem. I think that for people who don't historically go to these kinds of concerts, there's so much to be enjoyed. We're seeing a really great resurgence of this kind of music through mainstream media, whether it's film or TV, video games, and especially TikTok. We have all these TikTok sounds of classical music, little snippets of classical music, and I think it's so wonderful that people who haven't been raised in a classical music community can still enjoy that type of music. And you don't have to have a screen behind it. I think that music can stand alone, and people really, really enjoy coming to see those kinds of things. I grew up listening to mostly my dad play a lot of popular tunes on the piano just by ear, and he kind of passed that on to us. I got very into classical piano kind of late, and ended up starting my undergrad at Temple University with just piano performance, but I had composed all through middle school and high school, and at some point I even took this what's your career test, and it said film media composer or musician or artist, and I was kind of like, they got that wrong. Like, I'm not a film media, like, I don't know, that can't be me. And later I realized that that was kind of my own brain associating certain demographics with being a media film composer and musician specifically, because the answer was right there all along. So, you know, a couple months into my undergrad just doing piano performance, it was not necessarily super fulfilling for me, and composition opened all of these doors. So then I ended up completing a double major in piano performance and composition in my undergrad, and now I've continued on with just composition. So for me, there's a really important aspect of UMA that should be talked about. When I was a young girl, there was really nobody for me to look up to. I looked at the Great Wall of Composers and nobody really looked like me. So not that I never thought I could do it, because I was doing it actively. I even wrote like an arrangement of Firebird for my middle school band when I was like 12. And the fact that nobody at that point said, oh, she should take composition lessons, was very frustrating. So now as an adult person, I would really like to be that role model for especially younger girls and young women who need to have that kind of role model. I think that it's going to become a really big thing in this community, and that was pretty evident to me very early on. Every single member of this group is so incredibly passionate about what they do, but also about UMA specifically. And I know this group of people is going to be able to push this in a really big way.